I'm going to preview the Baylor at Oklahoma women's basketball game, which will be playing on Valentine's Day at 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. And granted, I do not know if Baylor is going to be ranked or not because they lost to BYU, but they beat ranked West Virginia team. So, and Oklahoma should be ranked no matter what. And I'll put that in the title on where the rankings are for both of these teams. So Oklahoma's deep, very deep team. So Skylar Van, number 24, 6'4", that's a senior, 15.7 points per game, 28 for 93 on threes, 41 for 51 on free throws, 6.9 rebounds per game, 2.6 fouls per game, 1.6 steals per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 2.2 assists per game, 2.3 turnovers per game. And Payne Verhulst, number 12, 6'1" 6'1" guard. That's a junior, 11.8 points per game, 34 for 98 on threes, 34 for 44 on free throws, 5.6 rebounds per game, 3.8 assists per game, 2.5 turnovers per game, 1.2 steals per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 2.3 fouls per game. And I'll put this in the description below so y'all could see it. So, and that's Tahara Williams, number 32, 5 for 10 inch forward. That's a freshman, 9.5 points per game, 9 for 55 on threes, 43 for 64 on free throws, 5.4 rebounds per game, 2.3 turns per game, 0.8 steals per game, 2.3 fouls per game. Then there's Alexi Keys, number 15, 5'7" guard. That's a senior, 8.3 points per game, 37 for 108 on threes, 17 for 24 on free throws, 3 rebounds per game, 1.4 fouls per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1.1 turns per game, 1.9 steals per game. And there's Aubrey Jones, number 20, 5'8" guard. That's a senior, 8.3 points per game, 35 for 100 on threes, 23 for 33 on free throws, 3.7 rebounds per game, 0.8 turns per game, 0.6 steals per game, 1.2 fouls per game. Then there's Nevaeh Tot, number 1, 5'3" guard. That's a senior, 6.3 points per game, 27 for 87 on threes, 21 for 30 on free throws, 3.1 rebounds per game, 0.7 fouls per game, 4.3 assists per game, 1.7 turns per game, 1.3 steals per game. And there's Kirsten Johnson, number 5, 6'4" 6'4". My bad. Sorry. Sophomore forward. That's a sophomore. 5.2 points per game, 1 for 4 on threes, 25 for 35 on free throws, 3.3 rebounds per game, 1.1 turns per game, 0.9 blocks per game, 1.4 fouls per game. There's Randa Scott, number 2, 5'9" guard. That's a sophomore. 5.1 points per game, 4 for 21 on threes, 34 for 47 on free throws, 2 rebounds per game, 2.6 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.3 fouls per game. There's Beatrice Colton, number 0, 6'3" center. That's a sophomore. 3.4 points per game, 13 for 23 on free throws, 3.7 rebounds per game, 2.9 turnovers per game, 2.2 fouls per game. There's Landry Allen, number 25, 6'3" center. That's a freshman. 2 points per game, 1 for 9 on threes, 2 for 7 on free throws, 2.2 rebounds per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 1.2 fouls per game. And that's Kennedy Tucker, number 4, 5'10" guard. It's a senior, 1.6 points per game, 5 for 14 on threes, 10 for 14 on free throws, 0.6 turns per game, 0.7 steals per game, 1.2 fouls per game. And of course, you got I'm going to address this across the board. You got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively. You got to come out with energy, and you get your mojo back. That's what you did last game against West Virginia. And obviously correct all the mistakes you did in the West Virginia game and go into this one and continue what you did well in that West Virginia game and do it in this game. So that's just obvious. I would dare to say contain the shooters, contain the slashers. And they're one of those teams that wants to get a shot up real quick. The first best shot they can. And make it very hard for them. And who knows about the officiating. You got to play through it. You can't play the officiating game and rely on calls to happen. I'm just telling the truth. You got to make plays to win. You got to make them uncomfortable offensively and force turnovers, get some steals, and of course getting some charges would really help, or a few blocks. But you get the whole point. You got to rebound the ball pretty good in this game. Limit the second chance points, points on turnovers, fast break points, and points in the paint as much as possible. And don't let them live at the free throw line a ton. Of course, on offense, you got to take care of the ball a lot better than you did against that West Virginia game. That's obvious. And you got to get good shot selection. You got get some second chance points. Of course, points out turnovers because sometimes your best offense comes from your defense. You get to get some points in the paint and don't, of course, make some threes. But if your shot is not falling, drive to the basket. Or if there's a better look, drive. I mean, and I'm just telling the truth about that, by the way. So, obviously, you got to make your free throws count, which you did for the most part last game, I believe. But I'm going to double check that real fast. Of course, you got to hit the glass and out hustle the team, too. I'm just saying that. And they do run man to man, but they can go their zone defense. So you got to adjust to it. Yeah, we could do better on free throws. I mean, it's 57.1% from on free throws on 14 attempts. Yeah, we could do better than that. We could, but obviously, we don't know when Madison Barley is even going to come back. I know she's running on the Ultra G, like the gravity treadmill and underwater treadmill. She's going to try to pick up a basketball early this week. That's what I heard in the coaches show last week by Nikki Collin. So that's obvious right there. So we'll have to wait and see about her, but you gotta have Cameroon Ferrer step up, which she had to do. She was more offense to defense, and Jane Van Gunby needs to step up. Yana Felder definitely. Hopefully she has a better game than last game with only 5 points, but she impacted the game other ways. So I mean that's the truth. And Belle Farnboy, she had a really great game after not a great game against BYU. That would be helpful. Jane Van Gunby, I know she didn't score and she had 4 turnovers, but she helped a little bit. But still do her role. Asia Blackwell stepped up, which I know she didn't make a 3 last game, but hey, she got 12 points and 7 rebounds. So that would be helpful. Of course, Sarah Andrews, she could impact the game in other ways, like getting assists and not just shooting alone, which hopefully she gets out of the slump. And hopefully Jerry Walker just does her role. If she's not shooting the ball well, get some assists and play defense. And that she shut down J.J. Quinterly. And Darian Bugs has been good the last few games, so it would be helpful if she could do that. And Dre Edwards definitely stepped up after that last game. After the BYU game, where she didn't do so well, she did good. And so, anyways, if you like, of course, you want to limit your foul trouble as much as possible while getting them in foul trouble. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe. See you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is to down some more. So, I mean, might not just score second video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the videos help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button and ring the notification bell as well. And one thing I need to mention here is Baylor's 18-5 overall and 7-5 in the Big 12, while Oklahoma's 11-1 in the Big 12, all by themselves in first place, and 17-6 overall. So, yeah, this would be a good opportunity here to get another resume boosting win for the NCAA tournament. It would be. So, yeah. And give yourself some momentum going into the March and a conference tournament as well. So let's go. Let's go to work.